Hi, Tucker kids. Hi, Collygot kids. Hi, Cunningham kids. Hi, Glover kids. Okay, today's project is how to make your own scratchboard. So what you will need is a pair of scissors, some cardstock, a toothpick, some tempera paint, preferably black, but if you don't have black, any color will work. I used blue because this is the only color that I have. And it has to be tempera paint. It can't be acrylic paint or watercolor paint. You'll also need a nice big paintbrush. If you have a foam brush, that would be ideal, but if not, a big paintbrush would be fine. And you also need some different color crayons. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is cut a piece of cardstock the size that you would like, and I did like 1/4 of the size of a regular piece of cardstock. So from an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, I just cut a piece about this big. It's about 1/4. And then I used my crayons to color different squares all over the paper, and I bared down pretty hard with the crayons. It wasn't sort of a light crayon coloring. It was, pressing down pretty hard with the crayons so that the colors are very rich. So I'll put this a little closer so you can see. Okay, so I colored the whole thing. And then the next step after doing that is you're going to take your nice big brush. You're going to put some of the tempera paint on it. And you can be very generous with the paint. You want to do 2 nice thick layers of paint on your crayon coloring. So I'm going to do 1 layer here, because you want to cover the crayon as much as possible to the point where you can't see it anymore. So with this first layer of paint, I'll still be able to see my crayon a little bit. So I'm going to wait for this first layer of paint to dry, and then I'll do a second layer of paint. And it didn't take very long for my paint to dry. I actually left it in the sun, like sitting in the window inside my house. I put it in the sun, and it took about 15 minutes for the first layer of paint to dry. And then I put the second layer of paint on, and that took about 15 minutes also in the sun. You can also use a hairdryer if your parents would let you do that to dry the paint. Or you could just wait, overnight until it was dry. But I didn't have the patience for that, so I put mine in the sun, and it worked just fine to dry it. Okay, so I have a fairly thick layer of paint on. So I'll hold that up so you can see. You can still see some of the crayon there, especially on this side. And we don't want that. We want to not be able to see the crayon anymore. So I would put this in the sun, wait for it to dry, and then do another layer of the paint. And then when you're done with that and it's all dry, you're ready to scratch your scratchboard, and that's what you need the toothpick for. And so I did a little one here, teeny tiny one. You can do a little one too. I just did a little one so I would have an example to show you. So you would scratch on here with the toothpick. So let's see, I'll do like a little happy face. And don't be scared to scratch really hard on it. I scratched like super hard on mine, and it didn't ruin it at all. It was just fine. So I'm doing a little happy face, and then I'll hold it up. Okay. And I did some other things on it earlier. I've got like a little bird on there, a little heart, the sun, and a cute little flower. So you can scratch whatever you want onto your scratchboard. And like I said, you can use any color paint that you want. I just happen to have blue. Black would be the preferred color, but I didn't have any, so if you have black, use black. If not, use whatever color that you have. And you can use any color crayons. You don't have to do like the squares of crayon like I did. You can do whatever you like on your Scratchboard. Okay? So I hope you liked this project, and good luck with it, and I will see you in the next video.